Is Thursday afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So that means it is time for a YouTube Live. I'm going to get up over here on the left to be sure that we're actually doing something and I'm not just talking to myself, because that's weird, especially if I'm going to answer. But I have a sneak peek card for you today. This has the brand new artistic leaves. It will be available to you on the 1st of July. If you are a demonstrator, you could already be pre-ordering this. So, hey, Rosie, appreciate you coming. So this is a photopolymer set. It's a two-step stamp set. So you're going to stamp one image and then stamp a second image in the same color or in stamped off color or in a different color like I've done today. And you get two leaves, the whatever that leaf is, I don't know, oak, maple, whatever, and then a smaller regular plant leaf. And then you get a couple of fun little sentiments. So let's go ahead and get started. I am using also the beautiful bouquet, B-O-K-E-H, not bouquet of flowers, DSP today. That's what our card front is. And then I'm using what is, I feel a little bit like, yes, I am 10 still, but surely you all remember the rub-on thingies. I used them on today's card, and I was so enamored with them. Hi, Faith. Hi, Susan. Hi, Nancy. Hello, everybody. I appreciate you guys coming. Ginger. I remember having picked little things like this where you would turn it over on a piece of paper and you'd rub, and it would transfer the image to that. Well, that's what these are. But they're pretty and they're designed to add texture, hence the name Metallic Textures Rub-Ons. And you get 4 sheets of each color. So you get gold and silver, and then there's 2 designs of each sheet. So you can kind of see I've already cut things out. That's all you do, is you just kind of snip out the images that you want. And then you rub it onto your cardstock and you go from there. So you can see we also get them in gold. All right, so I just think these are really fun. And I used quite a few of them on this card because I like them. They intrigued me. So I am going to have to go off screen a couple of times to die cut because I wanted to make sure that everything works correctly as I'm stamping. And I'm sure it will. And then, of course, I'm using stylish shapes. I don't even count that anymore. It's like oxygen. Just have stylish shapes, okay, y'all? Just have them. Okay, so let's go ahead and we will get started. And I'm going to do a little bit of rubbing first. And we're going to get these die cuts ready before I start stamping the card front, because being able to see where everything is going to go on the card front is going to help me decide where to stamp things, okay? All right, so let me locate my silver. I used silver and gold on this. Keep that aside. And here's my wreath. So this is really all you have to do. I know, they were one of my favorite things, and I just am getting just as much happiness out of this set as I was then. So you're just going to cut this out. I would recommend probably keeping these in, I'm keeping mine in storage pockets because I'm calling it an embellishment. So I've got this with my embellishments, because what's going to happen is you're going to start ending up with small pieces that you want to hang on to. All right, so I've got my wreath, and I am just going to pull my cardstock back here. I am going to, all you do is you take off the backer. Well, you take off actually the rub-on, okay? So there's a backer to protect the foil. And this is the side you're going to put down. And you just place it down and then take a bone folder. I know, they are way too much fun. They really are. And you just rub over the top of them like that. And this is one of those things that when I first saw it, I was like, really? Come on, what are we, 12? And my 12-year-old self said, yep, we sure are. And then I went crazy. Okay, so then all you got to do is you can kind of pick it up and just don't move it. But, well, come here now. There you go. You can pick it up and you can see that it has rubbed right off. I love it. I just really, really love it a lot, okay? Now, I don't know if it needs to set, but I'm going to let it set for a second, and I'm going to do another one. I am going to find another silver leafy, a leaf, silver leaves. Here we go. And we're going to cut him out. See how I'm getting these little splotches. And we're also going to use, I feel like that's old, sorry. We're also going to use some gold ones because I thought mixed metal, that's in. See, I'm so artistic like that. Now I'm just going to take this off and I'm going to put it on this piece of Calypso coral, and then I'm going to cut a banner with it, out of it, and I'm going to put it on there kind of crooked so it goes across the banner. And then even more than that, I'm going to angle it when I do that. Oh, good. Get down there. You can kind of see it get big. Big isn't the word, but you can actually see it transfer. There we go. All right, now let me show you what I'm going to do when I go off screen here so that you aren't thinking, what in the world is she doing? Actually, let me go ahead and get my sentiment done, and that way I can do all the cutting in one go, and I won't have to keep jumping up and going over there. Okay, now in Pecan Pie ink, just on a piece of basic white, I am going to stamp Celebrate Today. That's from the Artistic Leaves set. And I'm just going to cut that out. Okay, so let me show you what we're going to do here so you won't be wondering. I'm going to cut this with the banner die. I'm going to cut my wreath with the next to largest Stylish Shapes circle die. Hopefully I didn't get too far off. I'm good. Don't get so close to the edge of your cardstock like I did. And then I'm going to use this die, and I'm going to cut like that across there just to kind of, you know, really artistically make it crookedy. Okay, so I will be right back. I mean, I'm not going anywhere particularly, but you won't be able to see me, so effectively I'll be gone. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not here, except that I am. Nobody leave. That would be so rude to leave while I am die cutting my little arms off over here. Okay, so number one is my banner with my leaf on it. And I am, in fact, doing these one at a time because I want it to be lined up. And especially that peach pie one that I got so close to the edge. That was not well thought out at all. But we'll see if I can make it work. I hope I can, because that, if I have to make another one, I'll have to use a silver or a gold wreath. And that wouldn't be the end of the world. It would just change it. Okay. So here we go. All right, and we're going to have one more. The Sentimente, and then I'll be done. We'll be done with the die cutting, I believe. Unless I've missed something, but I don't think I have. I don't think I have. Okay. All right, here we go. And there. Yay. Okay, let's put these away so I don't lose them. Come on now. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, because I wanted a wider banner than I had, is I'm just going to take and cut this in half. Oh, we do have to make one more thing, but I don't have to die cut it. There is a piece of this silver that looks like wood, and I'm going to use it on a piece of, I'm actually using a piece of basic white cardstock, And then I'm going to color it pecan pie with my blending brush. It gives just a little different look, I think. If you want to just do it on a piece of pecan pie, of course you could do that as well. I mean, truly, you can do whatever makes you the happiest, right? You knew I would come up with some reason to make another one of these rub-on thingies. Well, yes, okay. Okay, hardest part about using rub-ons is getting the little backer off of it. Okay, here we go. All right, and turn it around. I do love this artistic leaf set. It's so pretty. Let's see if we got a good rub off there. There we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and color that up like I wanted to do. I'm going to use some blending brushes. I know, they're kind of hidden. I think Rosie gave you the address, the page number there. We're just going to add some color, and whenever you blend, you do kind of want to start away from your basic, where you're really trying to get, so that you get any blotchiness off, not on your cardstock. And you can make it as dark or as not dark as you prefer. Okay. And then with that still just barely inked, it's very dry, I'm just going to kind of rub around the edges of my circle to just lightly shadow it. Like so. Get a little more ink there. I'm really just kind of defining the edge of that circle. Okay, now we'll put this away. And I'm going to keep that a little bit out. Okay, so you can see that our next sort of step is we're going to start thinking about where everything is going to be on our card front. And I am not going to lie, I spent a little time coming up with this layout because I needed everything to work like I wanted it to work, and it took me a second. I don't know. Maybe my brain was just kind of fry. So I'm going to cut this out. And I know I don't need the full width of it. So I'm just going to show you how you would do if you wanted the whole square like this. Just cut out square edges. I think it would also be really cool torn. I think that would be kind of fun. Okay. Now, I'm going to cut this down to about 1 inch wide. About that, yeah. Okay, and I'll save that for another time. And throw this away. Make you think I'm tidy when I'm not. Yes, it would be a very pretty Thanksgiving card. It certainly would. Okay, so I told you that there were 2 images to stamp for each of the leaves. So you have the basic image here, which is the outline. It's the whole leaf, nothing but the leaf. So help me God. No, I just made that up. And all I'm going to do with that is we're going to stamp that, and I'm going to stamp it in Stamped Off Once pecan pie ink. And we're going to stamp it right there. And I'm going to stamp it right down here. And yes, I am absolutely going to cover those up. And it's going to be worth it because that's how collages work. You build layers and you layer over the top so you don't see everything of everything. Okay, and that is absolutely okay. That's how it's supposed to be. Now, I am also going to take some peach pie, and I'm going to use Stamped Off Once peach pie again and line it up here. Okay. And then we're gonna do some more rub-ons. This time we're gonna do them in gold because mixed metal, you know, gotta have gold. Hello. Got to have gold, got to have gold. We have got to have gold. Where did I put that? Oh, okay. Anywho, hang on just a minute. I am finding my pieces and parts. All right, oh, here we go. I'm gonna use this hash mark right there. We'll cut him out. And while I have it, let me go ahead and cut out this guy. See, fussy cutting skills are everywhere, everywhere. All right, let's go ahead and put him, I'm gonna put him like right here. Again, this is called rub-on textures, so that is its goal in life, is to add texture. What's fun about it is it looks like you've taken the time to stamp in Versamark, sprinkle, make sure you don't have any extra left over, and then heat set. But in fact, you have not had to do any gold embossing, but you get all the fun of the gold embossing without the effort, which is awesome. Okay, here we go. I can already tell I just need to go ahead and buy another pack of this. Now this is in the annual catalog, which means it's going to be around for a little bitty bit. We're going to put this out here like so. Actually, that's a little too far, I think. Come here. A little bit coming off, that's all right. Okay. The cool thing about adding texture is if it isn't perfect, it's still okay, right? I mean, it's still okay. And then to even add more, I've got a little splotch image from Artistic Leaves, and I'm going to stamp it in Stamped Off Once Pecan Pie, kind of around the outside edges here. And we may add some more when we get things on. Let me put one right here too. There we go. And actually, I'm going to put one or two in real time pecan pie, so you can kind of see them. So now we've added even more depth just by working between full strength pecan pie and Stamped Off Once pecan pie. Okay, so same exact ink pad. That's exactly right. You never know when you're gonna need to fussy cut, and you won't even have to really, it's not even fussy, it's just cut. All right, so let's go ahead and adhere this to our card front. That's kind of the base right there. So I'm happy with that. And we'll put this on with some liquid glue. I'm putting it on a Calypso Coral card base, or matte, sorry. It's gonna go on a pecan pie card base. So very fall-y colors. Hey, if you can have Christmas in July, you can have fall in June. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Just saying, okay? Now, let's go ahead and see what we're gonna look like for our collage. We're gonna start with this guy right here. And then this guy's gonna go over the top of him. And then our banner, uh-oh. Where's my other banner half? Shoot fire. He just escaped me. Well, that's bizarre. Hang on a minute, it'll show up here in just a second. If anybody sees it, shout out, because I am certainly not seeing it, but I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need it. Let me look on the floor. I'm looking on the floor. Huh. You know, there are parts of my anatomy that I would literally lose. Literally lose if they were not hooked onto me. Okay, let's see. Maybe on ink pads. No. Whale Hails Fire. It's got to be right here. So, oh, wait. Wait. I thought I saw something right there. You know, if I don't find it, you know when I'll find it is in about 3 days. No, that was a mushroom. Darn it. Well, hornswoggle. I'm going to come up with all sorts of different words to use, none of which are going to be the word I want to use right now. You guys know the word I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure. Oh well, hell's fire. Look to your right. Do you see it? To the right. Well, you would think I could just figure out I'm going to have to do something different, I can already tell. And then I'm going to find it in like a day and a half and be all annoyed. So now what we're going to do is we're going to switch that up to gold, because I think I'm out. I feel like I might be out. I did have them both here. I know I did, because I kind of did a dry fit with them both. I know I did. I know I did. Well. Okay, we're going to make it gold. Is it in the scraps I threw out? Oh, possibly. Good call. Let me look. Well, you'd think it would stand out like a sore thumb because it's Calypso 4, but I am not seeing it. Well, I'm just going to make another one, probably stuck on my watch. No, I don't have a magnetic watch anymore. Now I probably have a sticky watch that will hold on to non-magnetized things just to annoy me. It's like God's going, she thought she was getting through this whole thing without any problems. That's funny. Hold my beer. Garbage can. Yeah, I looked. Let me try one more look. Oh, wait. Who came up with that? Who said that? Karen DeVoe. Thank you. Boom. There it is. Thank you. Woohoo! I don't have to make another one. Yay! Good thought there. Karen, I appreciate that. Hey, Renee. All right, so let's see. Let's go back and pretend like that never happened. When good videos go bad. That's what that name of that episode was. When good videos go bad. All right, so we're going to spread it apart like that. See? That's why I cut it in half. And then we're going to make a bow, and we're going to put our sentiment on top. Okay, so let's go ahead and start adhering these. The good news is there really isn't a whole lot left to be done. I know, Amy, that would have been pretty funny because I would have told you. I would have, because I'm not too proud to just say, yep. And it was in my baking mitt, something like that. I know I've told you that where when I was wearing a watch that was metal, and it was kind of magnetic because that's how it held itself together, the watch band. I lost a die and I lost it for like a week and a half. And then one day I put my hand in my oven mitt that goes up to here, and down at the bottom there was something and I couldn't get figured out. And so I took my hand out and shook it, and out came that die. So yeah, that's probably exactly how that would have happened. It would have ended up somewhere completely weirdo. And I've been like, yeah, okay. Okay, so let's see. We'll go ahead and adhere this with some liquid glue. And then what you want to do is you want to kind of put your sentiment where it's going to be so that you can see where to put the bottom half of this banner, okay? Because you don't want to be able to see the gap. So about like that right there. And then you can kind of pick that up and make sure it's straight. Okay? And then this will go over the top. But first we're going to make us a Farrah Fawcett bow. I feel like we haven't done a Farrah Fawcett bow for a hot minute, so we're gonna do one today. Yes, we are, because I'm gonna any second now. There's my linen thread. Okay, so if you recall from the last time we did a Farrah Fawcett bow, this is also called a double loop linen thread bow. You're just gonna hold your linen thread between your thumb and your forefinger, and you're gonna wrap 1, 2, 3, 4 times around 4 fingers, and then you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 around 2 fingers, okay? And then you're going to carefully pull those 2 sets of loops off. And you can see you have a big loop and a little loop. You take this hand and bring the 2 loops together and then do a figure 8 by crossing one edge over the other, okay? Then you take your tweezers like this, okay? And then you find another roll of linen thread because you just used the end of that one. That's not, there we go. No, there we go. Oh, there we go. I guess I could just use this one that I found in there. No, that's too big. We'll cut off this little tail. All right, you just get another little piece of linen thread like that. And you just stick it through and tie a double overhand knot around the center. So around the middle of the figure 8, if you will. And just pull it snug, because that's what's going to kind of hold all the pieces and parts together. So, you know, you want it to be snug, like that. And then you can take your tweezers off, and then you can kind of play with it, sort of like hair and makeup for Farah. Get it, you want it to look like this bow just got haphazardly put together, but it's going to be perfect because that's how Farah always was. She always looked like she just hopped out of bed, but then she was beautiful. Her makeup was perfect. Her hair was perfectly imperfect. It was an amazing thing, and we all aspired to it. If you didn't, don't even tell me, because I'm a little embarrassed by fangirling on her. Okay, and then this is just going to go like right there. And I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue. You yelled it at me. That's right. You yelled it. That was what I needed, because I apparently wasn't listening, or I missed it. All right, so we're just going to stick that on like so. And make sure I still like it while it's doing its thing. I do. Okay. Now I'm going to take some dimensionales. There we go. And I think I did double stack. Nah, yeah, I'm gonna do a double stack. These linen thread bows are thick, thick, thick. So you're gonna need a double stack of dimensionals over the top of them in order to clear it. Otherwise you'll have like this very unattractive bump in your sentiment, okay? So you just double stack the dimensionals, and then I like to take this right over the top like that. Make sure I'm clearing everything, and I will slide another set under there when I get it on. All right, so there we go. Oh, come off of there. There we go. Okay. And then we'll put this on. Let's see if we can get it straight. I feel like it's been a minute since I've done a good collage, and I've missed collaging. I think I've been trying to prove that I can do sort of clean and simple. That's a new thing for me. Sort of clean and simple. Not clean and simple, very good, but sort of clean and simple. I know, unattractive bumps are never good. Thank you, Faith. And I'm gonna slide this. I've just made a double stack of the dimensionals. I'm gonna slide that under the end. And I might be able to get one right there too. Oh yeah, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. This is the safest way to do dimensionals when you're playing around the top of things like bows and anything else that's bumpy. It helps if you can put just a few on the card front like I did, and then use your tweezers or take your pick tool to slide them under where you might have needed an extra one. There we go. Okay. And then, because I have them and because I can, I'm going to add a few pecan pie neutral matte dots. They're going to look a little speckly, like this. And I'm just going to add another one up there like that. And that is going to be our card front. A boom, just like that. Now, for the inside, all I'm going to do is stamp my leaf and some little dots, and we're going to call it good. Now, I am going to use, as you can see, I'm going to use full strength, and I'm going to put it on the front of my envelope at the same time so that we are doing two things at once, because that's how I roll. Thank you, Susan. I know that this is a great, great stamp set for adding a collage background. Now let's see, here's my pecan pie one. So we're going to stamp him right there like that. And then I will do the same in the corner of the envelope. Okay. And then I'm going to put that aside, not close it, because I'm going to make some dots with him. Okay, and then full strength peach pie. A little easier if with the full strength to get it lined up. Okay. There we go. And then you can take that splatter image again and just add him. And I would do him in full strength again because everything else is full strength. And you can see he's very nicely shaped to kind of go in around those leaves like that. And then I put a few on top just to kind of keep it a little more homogeneous. A little more homogeneous. That's my new word, homogeneous. All right, and there we go. So there's the front of our envelope. Now I can actually close the ink pads. I got a little carried away there. It's okay. God knows what the post office will do. All right, so let's go ahead and add our piece of the beautiful bouquet here. Now look, you can see that's a little bit shy because I cut the 3 7/8 inch piece off of it. It doesn't matter. It's not a problem because you guys are fussy cutting wizards. All you got to do is just trim that off. So just cut the excess that you can see from this direction and then just go right here and go straight across. I promise you there is plenty of stickum left. Plenty of stickum. All right, and now we can make our card base. We'll put this inside the inside because it's the inner liner, which means it should go inside. It's in the name, practically. We'll put this on. Oop, tried to drop it, didn't I? And then I actually added a few little dots. Where did I put those? I know I did. Yeah, I just put a little dot. Because I really like these little dots. They're pretty. Like that. And then we'll put this guy on with some dimensionals. Let me close this up. Okay. And then we're going to use this edge, so let me cut these into pieces. It's ridiculous, I know, but when I cut these, I put these edge pieces aside because for some reason they just annoy me. There's not a darn thing wrong with them, but they just annoy me because I have to cut them, I guess. That is a first world problem. I have to cut my dimensional edges. Oh. Okay, here we go. All right. Almost there, guys. Hang with me. Hang with me. Now, in my defense, I did spend an extra 5 minutes looking for my die cut. Okay, this just doesn't take this long to make, okay? It's just not that hard of a card. Not that hard of a card. It's so easy, it's squeezy. And then we can cut these little tails off because they're a little extra. All right, so there you go. We've got 2 little celebrate todays. That could be a birthday card. It could be an anniversary card. It could be a it's fall and it is not 900 degrees outside card. All right. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for sticking with me while I looked for the dies, and get you some of these metallic textures rub-ons. They are the bomb diggity. You are going to love them. Alrighty. And come 1 July, you're going to be able to get this beautiful set called Artistic Leaves, and you'll be all ready for fall. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I'll see you on Saturday, and I actually do know what we're going to make, and I think you're going to like it. So, see you then. Enjoy your week. Ta.